I stepped on a nail and it hurts like hell. I'm in a lot of pain. Hello there, welcome back to the Wild Review on the Wild Reviewer, and welcome to day 3 of 12 wild Christmas review days. So we're halfway there on our trip through the Home Alone universe. Today we are looking at Home Alone 5, The Holiday Heist. I have to be honest with you, this film was not good. I think in comparison to Home Alone 3 and Home Alone 4, this one is cute, but bad. I guess it's a common theme with all these Home Alones. Like, they're not needed, they're really bad, but they aren't unbearable to watch. Like, all of them are very cute. I didn't completely hate them, but I didn't love them either. This one's kind of a mix of a scary film. This is Home Alone 5. Released in 2012, 10-year-old Finn Baxter and his family have moved into a creepy old home in the state of Maine. Finn believes their new home is haunted by a ghost and becomes paranoid to the point where he starts to lay traps in order to catch the ghost. One night, his parents go to a holiday party, and it's there where they become suddenly stranded after a massive snowstorm rolls in, causing all the roads to close. Finn and his sister Alexis are now left by themselves, but eventually have company when 3 thieves target the house and plan to break in to steal a painting. In Home Alone 3, Alex was left home alone during the day because his parents kept going to work. In Home Alone 4, Kevin was left home alone for a short amount of time every time his parents weren't in the house, either because of work or on a date. And in Home Alone 5, our main character isn't even home alone. His sister is also there. This would have been a bit more interesting if maybe the two teamed up. They were both home alone together, maybe. Having the sister locked in the basement for a good portion of the film, that doesn't classify it as being home alone. Like, if I'm home with my grandpa and I'm in the living room while he's in the garage, does that mean I'm home alone? The number one thing that makes this already a failure is that this is a TV movie. You know that a series needs to end when the films don't even go on the big screen anymore. Only 3 of these films have been on the big screen. Home Alone 4 and 5 have been released onto the television. One of them, like I mentioned yesterday, I'm very positive that Home Alone 4 actually may have been an episode of a TV show. This is just a really bad TV movie. That guy from My Name is Earl is in it. I mean, there were some funny parts. Like, Finn's only real friend is some guy named Simon that he plays video games with, and Simon is very much older than Finn. And, I mean, he has communication with Simon that, you know, something's wrong, and Simon reaches out to the parents who are finally on their way home, and there's just a bunch of misunderstanding. Like, Simon's like, hey, listen, your kids are in the basement. They're locked in. They're fine. I'm just letting you know this is happening. Like, the words are just coming out wrong for this guy to the point where the parents freak out so much that the SWAT team is sent to his apartment. I chuckled at that. There's also this random kid across the street from Finn's new house that is just really obsessed with making snow. Like, it's a bit creepy. It's more creepy than the ghost story, which isn't even a real thing. There are a few times where Finn is crossing paths with his neighbor, and the neighbor's like, hey, you wanna help me build an igloo, or you wanna make a snowman, or have a snowball fight? And then there's Finn just holding all this stuff. He's like, I can't right now, I gotta get some equipment because my sister's locked in the basement, and there's a bunch of art thieves that are gonna come in and probably break our skulls because I don't know what they want. Like, I don't think that's exactly what he says, but that's essentially the route that it takes, and I do find that pretty funny. Also, can I just make a comment how, like, weird it is to see all these kids just making the same face. Like, when it was originally done in Home Alone 1, it was because, what is it, Kevin put something on his face, and it burned, so he made the screaming face on purpose because he genuinely was screaming. And Home Alone 2, I mean, he made a shocked face in the poster. I think the only time he screamed is when he saw Harry and Marv. It's not necessary to keep doing the, oh no, I'm home alone face. Did Alex do it in the third one? I don't think Alex did it in the third one. I gotta be honest, so when I first heard about Home Alone 5, I legitimately thought it was fake. Like, I thought it wasn't a real thing. Boy, was I surprised. Oh no! The girl who plays Alexis, his sister, I mean, she's there. I guess she has an important role. Like, I feel like she's forgettable, but, like, rememberable at the same time. Like, because I remember her being there, but in terms of, like, what she did for the story, there really wasn't any need for her to stay back. There was also this really cool scene that I have to admit I liked, where we see the progression of Finn setting up the traps for the art thieves. The editing for it was pretty cool, where there were multiple of him in one scene. Was it needed? Absolutely not, but in a way it's kind of better than how you would expect one of these things to go, where you would just see him doing it one at a time. In this case, you're actually seeing him here, and then he walks over, but he's also here. Like, there are multiple versions of him showing the time lapse of him doing all these traps. The villains weren't that bad either. Malcolm McDowell is one of the main thieves in this film. He was pretty good. He seemed to be more of the, like, intelligent thief. Like, he was like, are you kidding me? You're joking around? Come on, we got work to do. So it was, like, really interesting and funny to see him fall into those traps. Ed Asner was also in this. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, the film wasn't 100% awful, but it was awful. It wasn't needed. That's for damn sure. It was not needed. We didn't need a fifth Home Alone film. Also, like, it started off as a ghost hunting film. I'm really under the impression that majority of these later sequels were thought out to be just original stories, and it eventually became Home Alone over time. I think more for Home Alone 3 and Home Alone 5, because Home Alone 4 has the McAllisters in it, just played by different people. So I generally think that maybe both Home Alone 3 and 5 were supposed to be two different films, but anytime the word slapstick was thrown in there with, like, the kid trying to defend himself, that definitely puts it in perspective that maybe the title Home Alone was just thrown in there. If that's the case, you guys gotta stop doing that. Now thinking about it, like, Home Alone 5 had a lot of laughable moments for me, but Home Alone 4 had Marv. These are definitely making it sound like that I'm liking the Home Alone sequels, but I did not have fun with them at all. But there are little moments that I did enjoy. What did I say in the beginning? It was cute. They're cute films, but they are not needed whatsoever. Like, my life would have been completely fine if I just kept living without knowing that Home Alone 3, 4, 5, and even 6 were ever made. I'm sure everybody had a really fun time doing them, but the presentations were just really bad. I mean, at least this kid, at least he notified somebody that he was home alone and something was happening. So that's all I have to say in regards to Home Alone 5, the holiday heist, the home holiday heist. I should mention at this point that all these films are on Disney Plus. If you'd like to check them out, you can check them out now on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus. If you don't have Disney Plus, that's fine. With that said, though, we have made it through 5 Home Alone films. We have seen Kevin McAllister left home alone, Kevin McAllister lost in New York, Alex sick with chickenpox, Kevin McAllister looking very different from the last time, and now Finn Baxter being left in charge under his sister's supervision until she got locked in the basement and had to fight what he thought was ghosts, but was just a group of art thieves. Now we come to the ultimate Home Alone film, the final one that I will be talking about, and hopefully the final one ever, as we now look to see what happens when you leave a boy named Max home alone. I'm surprised at this point, now thinking about it, how they did not do a Home Alone film that focused on a girl being left home alone. Like, out of every sequel, it's always just been a little boy. That's just a random thought that I had, just something that I just realized. Hey, so tomorrow we're gonna check out the final Home Alone film, Home Sweet Home Alone. Oh boy, do I have stuff to say about this one. That brings us to the end of today. Thank you for watching day 3 of 12 Wild Christmas Review Days, and I will see you tomorrow for day 4. Thanks again for watching The Wild Reviewer. I'm The Wild Reviewer, and you just saw me review a thing.